communication consultant. And we also spoke with Professor Professor
OWOLABI of account from BABCOCK University. And our focus has been TINUBU's
cost-cutting
measures, missing links and effects on governance. To be a part of the program, the number to call is 081 860000, or you send a WhatsApp message to the WhatsApp 090373352.
And you can also
drop your comment on our social media pages. Our Facebook fan page is City 109 FM. We are from Facebook right now. The X app for Twitter, at Rock FM, Instagram and Threads at Rock City FM 101.
Follow us
and
your
comments.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Femi.
Good morning.
Good morning, Gary, and the Chief ABATAN.
Yeah.
My name is Dr. Onkom. I'm calling from Ashiru. Well, Chief ABATAN, sir, I'm a retired medical doctor. I'm getting near to 70 and 60. So what I'm going to say, don't think it is one of those boys in the street. I'm a TINUBU lover. And I might tell you that in 2027, if you see contest, I'll still vote for him. But there is a problem. We are criticizing TINUBU. TINUBU cannot do better than this. He cannot. This is the peak. Next year we are going for elections. That we won't talk about governance anymore. TINUBU cannot. I have found out in a very, very unfortunate way that he cannot perform better than this. One, nobody obeys his orders. He told customs that they should custom-free something for 6 months. Up to the time I'm talking to you, nobody has carried out that order. Even the custom controller came and said it's not possible. That is the president spoke, a custom controller, and nothing has happened. That is number one. The president told us refinery will work. Up to now, it has not worked. They are gaggling, fighting over Dangote. Number three, when the president said nobody should call his name in the pricing, lead pricing and all that, DSS, went to NMPC and told them, you can't do this, and they obliged. A president could not do that. So when you are talking about these reforms, TINUBU cannot, in fact, it's going to have more ministers. You want to restructure and you are still having more ministers, it doesn't make sense. Absolutely. Oh, go and buy petrol 1,000 and CNG 200. A president will not talk like that. That means what you have told us that I can't control it. It doesn't happen anywhere except what is happening now. The president, as far as I'm concerned, just only to the president. And I vote for him against the president so I can give the seat. Anything outside that, all these things people are saying, is theory. Even the reason which I think is that the TINUBU we used to know was not actually TINUBU. It was Fashola, Shola, and all that who wound around him. Now he hasn't gotten people who can see that in the front. Look, this is wrong. That is why you're having all sorts of things going on. There is nothing you can do.
You need to wrap up now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. 08107860000. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Yes. Well, money shows the place. And they are here from Yaba. Money shows the place. Yes, nothing we want to thank God. At the table of government. With nepotism, system of governance. Is this any break exporting the Nigerian? So,
hello?
Over you cannot even justify. They are turned our 1,000 naira in the if you are in charge, be in charge. Whether you want to look for anybody, you say let nobody copy him. But I advise to him in charge that listen to the voice of the elder. If he is tired of ruling Nigeria, he should listen to people. If not, let him throw into the even if he is 4 minutes, examining the consequence and what can they say. Taking the very, very, very friend of his own son to become Minister of Education, who is a lawyer, putting rank pegs and square holes because of closeness and relationship. Leaving professionalism aside. Where are we heading? We are tired. People don't know. The person that is the money would not know where the next money will come from. If you take the step that I normally put on the table, we are tired of nepotism, that luster, system of governance, and even food do economy that cannot lead Nigeria anywhere. Not smarter than us. No one knows what is happening. In charge of selling our the son is the one constructing the road.
You need to wrap up now.
I take that is happening. Lagos to Calabar. I take housing this.
All right, thank you. 08107. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my dear brother in the house, the crew. Good morning, our guests. I am MOK from United Sounds of Ayeto. My dear Nigeria people, I don't expect any miracle from President Bola. Why? During his campaign, he was asking his agenda, making know how he will make things better. And he said he was going to say it because he don't want he has no blueprint. It's just trial and error. Administration by Kajo and deceit. That is what is happening in Nigeria. But if we could have it better, the National Assembly and the State Assembly, they need to sit down and provide meaningful and valuable laws that will better the lives of Nigerians. We need to suffer and not plenty. People are hungry. When we are plenty, people are hungry to have money. Hunger is injected into the body of the people. And that is the reason why I have to give out our house. That those that are calling for military takeover, their heads will be examined. No, that is too much. When you are suffering and need plenty, you are hungry and need plenty. Then when the living is not doing it well, you remember what he said. It is because of maladministration, bad administration.
You need to wrap
that we are having
up now.
policies that are not needed, that are being implemented. Can we imagine a cooking gas is 1,000 feet per kg in Nigeria? The cooking gas that usually being flare out into the air.
All right. Thank you. Can we have some of your response, Mr. Tunde, ABATAN, to some of these calls?
Without getting necessarily emotional, no government, I don't think, I'm not a government spokesman, but I don't think any government will be ordered to put the people in jeopardy. And secondly, the fact that Nigeria's problem did not start today. It has been an on and off thing. Taking a decision about fuel and bounty has been on for probably decades. And for you, let us know one thing. When Chief Awolowo started free education in 1952, before it became effective, it was 1954. Before it became. So when you start a program today, you don't expect that program to come to fruition tomorrow. That is how government runs. And another thing we have to know is that yes, it is natural for Nigerians to expect miracle, but with economy, there will be bastards for a very long time. Me personally, I am not expecting any miracle from anywhere. All of us, like I said, both governors, both members of House of Assembly, House of Rep, every of us have to make sacrifices, and we have to make laws. Even ordinary, you cannot believe that even people operating commercial buses, the way we oppress each other is unthinkable. So I think all Nigerians have to be on deck. We should not expect that our dollar should be exported. What are we exporting in the first instance? We are a mono-product economy. So when you have a mono-product economy, to turn that economy around, people will suffer. All of us are affected by that particular thing. There's no way you can say that everybody is affected. But the thing is that it is also easy. And what I would just tell people is that instead of putting our nose to spite our face, we should just pray that, help the government and pray that all of us will do what we are supposed to do so that there will be a turnaround. Calling for military government, I stand by it, I am against it, I have been a victim of it, and the military are the one that destroyed Nigeria up to this particular point. From 1966, they are the one that altered a lot of things in Nigeria. I am solely against military rule, against anybody that can call for military rule at this point in time. They will come and compound our problem. We don't need it. I stand by that assertion. We don't need the military rule in Nigeria.
All right, we go back to the phone line 08107860000.
Hello,
Good morning.
Always good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I said good morning to our guests in the house.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Apagwadi. I'm calling from Sango in Ogun State. I've listened to all the conversations going on. From the first caller, Baba Pro, and so forth. The summary of what I want to say is that nobody is calling for Cuba. But from our own interpretation, one majority of people are saying that this democracy is not giving us what was promised. Before we became democratic system in Nigeria, the vaccine that democracy would be an Eldorado. I will answer as we need to answer all our things. For Luan, kind of democracy that we practice, the leadership from presidency to the council, they are unpatriotic. And the followers, same thing, a country that is populated by, largely by saboteurs, economic saboteurs, petroleum, people our people vandalizing public assets, construction through bank loan, the last 3-4 decades, line and water blue, transformer. There's no way this democracy can take us to. And we are saying that military is not the democracy. There are different types of democracy.
Hello, Prof.
Country like
Good morning, sir. You can just stay on the line, sir. We have callers calling in, so you can listen and be able to reply to them, sir.
They practice monarchical system of government. And I've been saying it that let us all look at monarchical system of a modern monarchy and introduce it and change this constitution. In a country where you have traditional rulers who are paramount rulers, they don't escape. If they lose any resources, the citizens will they bombard their palaces. So they will be careful. Let the federal government only be their democracy, but that they are at the local and state level. Let us practice a modern monarchy and let our monarchs be involved in governance. After all, we are paying them 5% of the revenue of local government, or their funds. 5% to go to traditional institutions. Why don't we make them part and parcel of governance at the state and local government level for Christ's sake? If we do that, we will see the benefit of governance. But the way it is now, the country is a country of capitalists, and the president is a super capitalist.
Thank you. Let me quickly read some of the messages we have here. The first one reads, "Good morning, Nigerians. Mr. President needs to be extra careful as he's trying to revive the economy of Nigeria. The process should not lead us to abject poverty." That is from Reverend Zachariah Olubayo Tanibola from Wasimi. While the next message here reads, "Good morning to the presenters and guests. On behalf of reasonable Nigerians like the professor on air today, on behalf of the masses and hopeful listeners this morning, we sincerely and gladly I appreciate Rock City FM for bringing the honest professor on the program today. God will continue to bless your work at Rock City. Kudos, sir. Akoni, Omota Day from Abeokuta. And the next message, good morning, Rock City. I totally agree with the guest in the house. Our governors collect so much in revenue allocation, but use the money for frivolous projects. Sincerely, if they are serious about agriculture, a lot of relief will come from for their people. Unfortunately, they are interested in doing business with the allocation. Sheyi from Abeokuta. And the next message is from Chief Bolan Opaleye. Says, I must commend the enlightened effort of Mr. Tunde ABATAN. He has spoken courageously, boldly, patriotically, and as a nationalist who means well for our dear country. May the good Lord continue to be your strength. In the past, we have had Awolowo, Balewa, Azikwe, Okpara, Ajasin, Bakwe, Onabanjo, Balarabe, Musa, and so on. They had genuine plans, were modest, humble, selfless, prudent, and ruled with the fear of God. A major reason for the present hardship, suffering, pain, and mad acquisition of wealth impunity is that majority of the present leaders lack qualities and traits of our past leaders. We will continue to speak out and pray for them and a better Nigeria where no person is oppressed. The present ugly situation shouldn't be license for a call for military rule. Military rule is very bad in almost all aspects, especially the curtailment of fundamental human rights. Once again, thank you, Mr. ABATAN, for your insightful contribution. We expect more. Chief Bolan Opaleye. The next one read, good morning, Rock City and the resource person seated to me. To me, nobody could have been asking for military to come back. TINUBU government has been up to the task and do the needful and put food on their table. The level of corruption in the system and unnecessary duplication of government offices to engage people who are idle there, but collecting money is just killing the masses. Spending a lot of money in governance and not much to show to comfort the people. May God help Nigerians overcome this turbulent time. God will judge the people who are suffocating innocent masses. Kenny Ogundeyi. The next one reads, good morning, sirs, in the studio. I will align with the submission of Mr. ABATAN, although we are not saying that the government of the day is perfect, but they are taking the right steps in the right direction. I want to congratulate Nigeria on the fast track of the requirements to join and eventually become a member of BRICS nation. This is a very good big sign that the government is breaking away from the hegemony of Western financial imposition and neo-colonialism in the name of foreign aid. To have the kind of Nigeria we dream of, we still need to do more in terms of our foreign relations with other nations economic-wise. Our Foreign Affairs Ministry still has a lot to do. Let us explore foreign economic avenue to our own advantage, both at the state and federal level, because the domestic has been overstressed. God save us from internal saboteurs. Sholari Ademola from camp. And the next one is from Professor Sam Otubushi. He says, TINUBU's cost-cutting measures can best be described as chasing shadows. The obvious reasons for high cost of governance in Nigeria are foundational. The huge expenditure during party primaries involving payment of dollars to delegates and so on. Election vote buying, cost of post-election litigations and so on. As long as legislation is not on part-time basis and sitting allowance only, cost of governance will continue to soar to high heaven till thy kingdom come. Or how do you expect the politicians to recoup all the huge expenses they have made and at least break even? Our guest in the house. Any comments? And the next message, good morning, Rock City. Well done. Military in Burkina Faso are doing great and the citizens of that country love him. He commands respect due to what he has done, but lo and behold, how is Nigeria economy? It keeps getting worse day in, day out. If they are fear of God in our leaders, they would do the right thing. This is what our democracy is doing to us. Corruption at its peak. They turned workers to lazy business owners turned bankruptcy. It is well. Sanitarian Akinola Oluwarantimi. And the next one, Lanriola coming from Ilaro says, good morning to you all. Is the blood running in the veins of our military personnel that some uniformed people are calling for to take over governance different from the politicians? I only remind President Tinubu that time is ticking fast. He should be working around the clock to ensure that the economy is better off and there are smiles in the faces of the masses. He should relax some of his economic policies and cut to the barest minimum the cost of governance and surround himself with able and competent hands that will make the renewed hope a reality. Professor Otubushi has spoken my mind. Professor OWOLABI, can we have your reaction to these comments we've read so far?
Yeah, thank you. You will find out that most of the commentators align with our positions. Everybody knows that the cost of governance in Nigeria is unusually high. One of the major factors is what we have analyzed. And some of the commentators have also analyzed it. One, you must reduce the cost of governance, starting from the three arms of government. The executive is trying to show a sample. Like I said earlier, the sample they are showing is not material enough to have any significant impact on the national budget. It has to be followed up with the National Assembly, the lawmakers. That is the most expensive law-making arm of government in the whole world is Nigeria. And why should it be? So what are we doing exceptionally well that require that kind of cost? It is fundamental. And like I said, some of these ministers and MDs should be realigned. They should adjust. They should harmonize them to a reasonable, sensible, maybe 20 or 50 ministries. Another one become department headed by a director in some of those ministries, because this is a full-time job. It's not a part-time job. And unfortunately, the president want to compensate those political supporters. He cannot do that at the expense of the whole nation. All these 100 aides, 2,000 advisors, what are they advising? What are they? Why do you have directors in those ministries? Why do you have permanent secretary in those ministries? Why do you need all those number of advisors and aides, particularly at the different kind of ministries? And you will see aides or advisors that is also having advisors. They all have secretary and executive offices. Advising on what? These are issues that need to be addressed to cut down the cost. But most importantly, like I said earlier, our budget process is too corrupt. It's where our problem begins. It's too corrupt. When you are building a foundation of a house, and already you compromise the foundation, the building will collapse. That's the situation in Nigeria. Budget is the way of expressing the program of government in financial terms, so that people can have idea of what the government is going to do in the coming year. It's a short-term plan refilled in Naira and Kobo out of the strategic plan that they have for the nation. That's the meaning of a budget. But when you look at the budget, you find that everybody is fighting for their pocket, particularly the National Assembly, where they're supposed to scrutinize this budget, ask questions, invite directors, invite ministers to defend their budget before them. Ask basic fundamental questions. And why is this cost like this? But instead, they are fighting for constituency projects that will never see the light of the day. So we need to start from there. They are the ones that we have voted for to go and represent us. We voted for them. They are not there by appointment. So they must begin. It must begin. They are the ones to call the president to order. But they themselves, they are not in order. So something has to be done along that side. The cost of governance, House of Assemblies, the two arms, the senator and the rep, are reasonably expensive. All over the world, we are the most expensive one. That needs to be checked. Now, the other area I need to talk about is that our civil servants should please allow the public servant to allow this country to survive. All these civil servants that are building 10, 20, 40, 50 houses all around, where is that their salary? They are the ones that are teaching these politicians how to steal Nigerian money. I have no apology for anybody. No apology at all. The head of service that was arrested last time, do you know how much they saw in the account? We started from 80 billion. Do you know where we ended up with? Hundreds of billions of naira. From where? Humanitarian affairs. We are not hearing about that investigation again. Is that their salaries? So we need to be the president needs to be more serious about it. He has to step on toes. Or maybe is he waiting for a second time? Is he sure of it? He should act now. He should begin to act now. And let us pray as Nigerians, God will disgrace this cabal that are destroying this country. They are less than 1,000. The stopping is about 300 million population. And the president is having it very tough with them. Now I know that the rich can also cry because Dangote cried. So, because of this cabal, every restructuring that the presidency is trying to bring up without eliminating these wicked, corrupt officers, we will not feel the impact at all. The distributed rice, you saw what happened in Edo? The rice that are supposed to be distributed to the populace, the officer in charge locked it up in his store, and they were now rebagging it to sell it to the people. Is that TINUBU also? We also need to be very serious as a citizen of this country. As citizens of this country, we need to check ourselves. So it affects everybody. To this court of governance, all of us need to participate. And I want to say by conclusion that what the president has done so far is demonstrating the idea of willing to do something. But we are saying this one is just about 1% of what he needs to do, because the impact of what he has done cannot be seriously felt until he goes down to the ministries, House of Assemblies, agencies, and every house of government, including the judiciary. They should be more reasonable in their spendings. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor. We appreciate you for being available for us. Mr. Tunde Abato, can we have your parting shot on the program for today?
Well, like I said the other time, we need a fundamental restructuring of the institution of governance in Nigeria by the president summoning enough political courage, because what is lacking, has been lacking before, is courage to make sure that the institution of governance is restructured. Number two, by doing that alongside with the National Assembly, because whether they like it or not, whether they pay money or not, they were elected the representative of the people, and they are expected to live behind a better society. There is no way we can have this kind of system, the kind of civil service system we have, that an accountant general can steal 1 billion and it will be within the system. That system that will permit anybody to steal so much money and still go about all the streets. We have to change that system. And that system, Nigerians too have to make up their mind. Like I said the other time, that we want to challenge the authorities from local government to the House of Assembly to governor to the president. Let us hold our leaders responsible for what they have been given to govern us well. It is all of us that has to do this. We should not look at the president alone, because it's not that the country is bad. When there is bad followership, there is very little the government can do. On a parting note, I also want to believe that we should not cut our nose to spite our face. Anything that will make us to set an agenda for unruly people to take over government in Nigeria, it will set Nigeria back by 50 years. We experienced it in 1966, and we are still going through the same problem today. The military tampered with the structure of Nigeria that was bequeathed to us by the structure we have today is responsible for this too much stealing within the system. So let us do something to make sure that we save this democracy and make our leaders accountable from all levels: local government, House of Assembly, Senate, House of Rep, governors, and the president. And we should be good Nigerians and take care of our neighbors, so that we can have a better country. Nigeria, there is no reason, especially for people of the Southwest alone. Nigeria is the only country where people in the coastal areas, they look forward to people in the desert to get food. Our governors in the southwest part of Nigeria, they have to do something about agri. In 1960, Shivawala left behind 20 farm settlements and 5 agri institutions. Today, we have 11 universities and higher institutions that are offering agri in the southwest, and yet we are crying that we are suffering. There is no reason. Governors of the southwest have no reason for us to have this level of hunger, and that we are expecting people in the desert to come and feed us here. Let them put their ass together and encourage young people to go into mechanized farming. Because there's a saying in Yoruba that when food is removed from the problem of poverty, poverty becomes secondary. So because it is the food issue, and let all the governors be constructing roads, let us go into massive infrastructural development. If there's massive railway, like Lagos State has 2 rail lines now, there's nothing stopping the Southwest governor, about 6 of them, or regional governors. We have 6 zones in Nigeria to interlink themselves with rail, so that the cost of transportation can come down. All these things, when we do it alone, when we do it jointly, Nigeria will be better. Don't let us focus on road transportation alone. Governors in each of the regions, let them come together and form railway corporations. In advanced countries, you see them using railway. We should not focus on motor alone. All these things to change Nigeria, we just have to change our focus. Let us change we have more gas than oil. A lot of Nigerians don't know that. Let us put emphasis on it. Thank God that the federal government has asked the energy, because they are running energy as a business, and that is why they are exporting the gas out of Nigeria. Thank God that they have stopped them from exporting gas, because gas is what the ordinary people are using to cook. So let all governments make up their mind that we want to live a better country. Governors, especially the governor, let them encourage agriculture. There's nothing stopping the Southwest from having about 60 farm settlements. There's nothing stopping us. When there's agriculture, when there's road, they should stop constructing 6 lane, 8 lane. Let them construct artery road, 2 lane roads that will allow the agricultural products to come from the rural areas to the town, so that the thing can be lessened. So I think the totality of all these things will give us a better country.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tunde Abato. We appreciate you for being available for us today. Mr. Tunde Abato is the publisher, former deputy editor.
New Dawn, yes.
New Dawn, yeah, he's the publisher of New Dawn, and he's the former deputy editor, Daily Independent. He's also a communication consultant. We also spoke with Professor Sunday OWOLABI, the professor of accounting from Babcock University, Elisha Rebon. This is where we end it today on the Monday edition of the Daybreak Show. And I remain yours truly, FEMI OSINUGA, telling you to make Nigeria a better place. It involves you and me.
And I am Dari FOLARIN. May God continue to bless Nigeria.
One radio station stands out as the voice of the people, and that station is Rock City FM 101.9.